Got her oil changed. Got her sliders put on. Pretty cool thing that happened with the seller of these things, because there's a little bit of scratching on there. I don't know if you could really see that. I think it's more obvious on the other one. Yeah, so see this scratching? And see how that edge is kind of just, the black is gone? So I put on the eBay, I originally bought them for like $140. They're brand new. These Evotech frame sliders are like over $300, $330 or something like that. So already massive discount. And I believe it was a Chinese seller. And got them, put them on. They worked just fine, but they were all scratched up. So I put a review saying that, you know, everything was good except that the product was scratched. So he didn't get a perfect review. I got a message from him saying that, you know, he was really sorry that it was scratched, and that he was going to issue a partial refund, and he asked me to, you know, revise my review. Well, ended up getting like a $50 refund. So really, these things only cost me about $100 from $330. I mean, that's a damn good deal, you know. Freaking potholes over here. So we're leaving a little bit later, but I slept in, man. Oh my goodness. These past couple of nights, I slept in really well. I think I passed out somewhere around 10 last night. and woke up at 7. That's ridiculous. Go drive around the city this time. Quick shifter is nice, but it's fun to manually operate a motorcycle. A quick shifter is kind of cool if you just want to romp on the throttle and you don't want to have to worry about shifting, but I typically like to, ooh, we got a biker up here. I typically like to shift on my own. I think that's part of the attractiveness of riding motorcycles, is just the amount of engagement that you have with it. You know, you don't have a lot of engagement with a car, unless you drive a stick shift. If you drive a stick shift, you know exactly what I mean. Downtown. 670, that's what it's called, 670. The 70 is on the north side of KC, 670 is on the south side of KC. Downtown, anyway. They both cut through downtown. But we ain't going that way anyway. Just going straight. The correct tire pressure, I tell you what, it seems like these tires get more rough and more rough as time goes on. I always check my tire pressure. I always adjust it to the proper levels. Gotta roll off the throttle here because I don't think we've ever taken this turn. We might have before, but just don't know how sharp it is. There we go. Oh, I gotta sit up straight. My low back hurts. I gotta work on that posture. Especially since I tweaked my back at work a couple of months ago. know what they say, don't lift and twist. Do not lift and twist. Big old train yard over here. BNSF Railway. Like a big old train yard. Pretty awesome. Don't know if you can see it. The camera's slightly lower than my line of sight. Drink up, baby, drink up. Oh yeah, you like that? You like that gas? Yeah, you like that gas? Yeah. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching to the end. I really appreciate you. Baby, I love you. Mama, I love you. Any other fam that's watching, if you see this video, I love you. This is Fixer. Ouch. Bloody hell. We got us a cruiser over here. What's up, brother? Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice bike. Love the color. I'm thinking it's an Ultra Glide or an Ultra. I'm not sure. Or it might be a Heritage Softail. Mi hermana y hermano. Clarify. Motocicleta. I think that was my cycle gear exit down there. I'm gonna find out here in a minute. Oh yeah, we're reaching the bread. Wonder Bread. Oh my goodness, I love the smell of baking bread. Oh. Even though I wouldn't touch Wonder with a 10-foot pole. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yep, there's cycle gear. There's our cycle gear. Not a very good cycle gear. The one on Northwest Expressway in Oklahoma City is way better. Much nicer cycle gear. We need to step up our game. Come on, Missouri. Revzilla. Cycle gear. JP Cycles. If you guys are listening, whoever owns all of you, open up a cycle gear in Kansas City, Missouri. A big one, brand new, fully stocked, full of shit, full of everything. I want the entire Revzilla, inventory at your store. Okay? Alright. Okay. Random thought for today just popped in my mind for your intellectual pleasure. Scratch your intellectual itch. Google or Bing or a Copilot or a Gemini or whatever, the AI-powered drone that is essentially an assassination drone. I saw it was shared with me. It was a Facebook short or whatever they call it on Facebook. And this bad boy, the dude does a live demo in front of an audience. Okay, so he's up on stage. He is talking about this drone. Ooh, sketchy. That car didn't even... He's talking about this drone. It's AI powered. He puts his hand out when it's flying towards him, and it stops. Then he puts his hand down like this, and it lands on his hand. Then he shows you the drone, and it's about the size of the palm of his hand, so it's very, very small. He shows you the drone, and then he shows the top of it. It's got this little kind of copper-looking thing, and I don't know if it's a shape charge, kind of like what an RPG is. An RPG round is a shape charge, and the explosive turns it into sort of like a spear, a high molten spear, and that's why RPGs can penetrate a lot of different vehicles, a lot of armor, is because of this round. It's not like a Sabo that you see in like the M1 Abrams, the typical round that the Abrams tank uses, but it's kind of similar in the way that it uses a shaped charge to penetrate. Anyway, so he demos that this thing will target a person, and they literally have a mannequin set up with a dot on its forehead, and this thing flies towards the target and kamikazes into the target's head. And there's a minor explosion, sounds like an M80 in the video, minor explosion, and you can see that this drone, what they show is a graphic of the drone flying towards the target, and then it orients itself upright as it impacts the head. So the shape charge that's on top of the drone goes into the forehead of the target and penetrates all the way through the skull. Now, the after effects of this is obvious. One would be able to find that this was some sort of a drone assassination. But regardless, the implications of this are absolutely terrifying. And I'm not just talking in the instance of, a bad actor wanting to assassinate another country's figurehead or leader, or maybe somebody in the corporate world wants to take out a competitor. There's all kinds of ways that this could be used. But when you think of this in terms of where we're headed with the exponential growth of AI's intelligence, we are speed trapping today, fellas. We are speed trapping today. We got 3 of them out. But anyway, going back to the AI. Got distracted. Squirrel! When you think of the implications in terms of the exponential, the fact that we are, but haven't quite, we're working on alignment, which is, our human values being aligned with the AI having aligned values with us humans. We're working on it, but we're not there yet. And my concern is that the intelligence is going to become so advanced, and that we're going to hit singularity before we can even get these bugs worked out. And if you imagine and I hate to go there because this is where everybody goes, and then you start getting into, conspiracy, and you start getting into some things that I'd rather not get into. But when you think of it in terms of a Terminator 2-like future, where we might have bad actors, or we might have AI intelligence going rogue on human civilization, you imagine an army of these drones. You could do all kinds of things as a bad actor. You could do all kinds of things as a rogue AI. But let's take it a step back, and let's think of it in terms of a more realistic standpoint. Let's say the military, our military, a bad actor's military, China, Russia, whoever, decides that they're going to fully invest in this technology, then that means that you literally take the human off of the battlefield. because these things will be able to do all of the fighting for you. Why pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to train and feed and get a human soldier who can make mistakes out onto the battlefield, who can make judgment errors, who can make mistakes, can die, when you can send maybe what probably cost at that point a $500 drone with a shape charge powered by AI, which would obviously be controlled by humans until singularity happens, and then AI, who knows what it would do. But you can have them just start fighting all of the battles. You would totally decimate your enemy within the first couple of weeks of war. Anybody that uses conventional means to conduct a battle or conduct warfare, i.e. humans fighting with guns or vehicles or airplanes, would lose the war in a matter of weeks. Yeehaw, baby. So much fun leaning this thing over. It does it so well. It is such a honey badger. It's like, you want to lean over? Okay. I got however you lean it over. I got you, bro. It will lean over far more than I'm willing to give it. So anyway, that was my random thought. Something I saw a couple of days ago. And it was one of those videos, it's not very often, but it was one of those videos where your eyes just kind of open up and your jaw drops. That was my reaction. And these things aren't isolated to specific examples. The thing that you have to remember about AI is that you have to look at the entire technology as it unfolds and develops as a whole. When you look at the Figure 1 robot, and you look at the robots that Amazon has been developing, you look at these drones, you look at how exponential ChatGPT and these other LLMs are getting. You look at the fact that we are getting very, very close to producing AGI, which is advanced generative AI, a more natural human AI. And then you start considering, how close are we to singularity? How close are we to AI being more intelligent than us? I really think that from a power consumption point of view, because that's also something that comes into the equation, is we're really going to have to get nuclear fusion. We have fission already. Right now we split atoms, we split particles, but what we have to do is we have to create more energy, and the only way to really do that in any meaningful sense is to achieve nuclear fusion, because that, you're talking about endless energy. The more fusion reactors they have, the more energy we have. And you're talking about not only solving our environmental problems, you're solving our power consumption problems, you're also solving the problems that the AI power consumption requires, or the power needs that it requires. And it requires a lot. I tell you what, nuclear fusion and AI singularity are going to be game-changing technologies in the future. I just hope I'm around to see it. Things will never be the same, folks. I need gasoline, 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 need gasoline, gasoline, gasoline. Do 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 do.